Mic check 1 2, it's the Y2K Collector, and welcome to September. Today, I'm going to be showing you about 35 retro games that I did not expect to find at GameStop this summer. And I feel like this is the summer that was probably the last summer that you would have been able to find really good retro deals. Because now GameStop is actually focusing on retro, which means the prices will change. I'm gonna get started off by going through some of the loose disc PlayStation 1 games that I found, starting off with Ark the Lad Collection. So I was actually able to find this collection at GameStop for about 40 bucks over this summer. Unfortunately, I did not get the complete in-box game, but it had basically all of the components. So it did have the book, the Ark of the Lad book. I did get all four of the, or five, it's a lot of discs. I did get all four of the Ark the Lad discs along with it. And then I did get like the little box that comes with like the pins and all of the little extras and stuff like that. So I'm just missing the actual jewel case and the actual big box to complete this. And this is something that I'm hoping I'll run into in the future. But that's the first PlayStation 1 find that I got at GameStop. The next PlayStation 1 find that I found at GameStop was the Lunar 2 Eternal Blue game on the PlayStation 1. This is a nice RPG. Again, this had all of the guts. It had all of the inside. So it did have the Lunar Eternal Blue book. And then it also had the Lunar Eternal Blue little box with all the little goodies in it. If you're wondering what comes in this, it's just a bunch of like little knickknacks. So there's like a gold pendant that comes in here. There's a map in here. There's some little cardboard cutouts in here. So it had all of the little extras in here, but it just didn't have the big box. And then of course, with this one, I was able to find a jewel case for the actual game. So this is the Lunar 2 actual game here, and I did have a jewel case for it. It did come with all of the discs, and all the discs are in mint condition. I was able to pick this one up, I think, for 54 bucks at GameStop. So not a terrible deal considering the cost of the game. It's just missing that big box to complete it. But Lunar 2 was another one that I found at GameStop. And then I also had the soundtrack that comes along with it as well. So that's the soundtrack that came with that. And then the last Working Designs PS1 game that I found was actually Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. So this was another $45 pickup from GameStop. Missing the big box again. I did find a jewel case for it. It didn't have the jewel case when I initially picked it up, but all of the discs are like in mint condition, super clean. And with this one, I did get the book. I'm not sure if any other components come with the original Lunar Silver Star Story, but these are two that I also picked up at GameStop. And I was completely shocked when I saw all of these at their store. It just seems like someone just pretty much traded in all their Working Designs Lunar stuff and Ark the Lad stuff. And I walked into GameStop when they had it and was glad to go ahead and pick it up. So really glad for those finds there. Also, another loose disc pickup was this Resident Evil Survivor. So this was actually part of an online purchase that I made. And for some reason, the store thought that, I don't know, they thought that this was mine or that I wasn't supposed to have returned this. They gave it back to me. I don't know why, but I wound up getting a free copy of Resident Evil Survivor. So hopefully, if I find a case for this one, I'll complete it. But that is another loose disc PS1 game that I was just shocked to find. The Lunar games I found in store. I was really shocked to just find these games inside the store, but was really, really glad nonetheless. All right, keeping it moving here, another game that I was shocked to find at a GameStop was this gem, NBA 2K1. I know this may not be like a super rare or you know, crazy game for other people, but this game means a lot to me. I played a lot of NBA 2K1 when I was in high school. I was a huge fan of AI and Kobe in high school. And this game just carries a lot of memories for me. This game actually helped me get even more into basketball video games. Really 2K was where it started, but 2K1 definitely just took it up to a whole nother level. So I just remember the glitches in this game being hilarious. Like the glitches in this game would be crazy. Like when you would dunk on air, or just like the game would freeze. It was just crazy, but a really good time. And I actually got this for free at GameStop. I guess they weren't accepting this game in their store, and so they wound up just giving it to me for free. So that was a cool little Dreamcast pickup. And I'm only really looking at games from pretty much Gen 6 and older. We're not looking at any 360 or any PS3 today. All right, next up for the Dreamcast, this copy of House of the Dead 2. So another game that I was really shocked to find at GameStop. I've seen this online, but usually when I see games like this online at GameStop's website, I assume that it's just the disc only. But to my pleasant surprise, this one came off trade hold as well. And this did have the disc and everything. And this was a really clean pickup. This is only 15 bucks at GameStop, so I wasn't mad at that. Was able to pick up that copy of House of Dead. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stick with, I guess, what is this, Gen 6 right now? So we're gonna start to look at some GameCube. So first GameCube that I was shocked to find at a GameStop was this Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition with the promotional disc that includes 4 games. This was one that I was definitely shocked to find, and it was complete. I think this was an online pickup, and I got this during GameStop's buy 2 get 1 free. I think this game was listed at like $44 or so on GameStop's website. So I just bundled it with another like $44 game and then just got the third one for free. But this was a very clean pickup, and more than being shocked at the fact that they had this game, I was shocked at the fact that it was complete and in solid condition. So this was another game that I was pretty shocked to find there on their website. This was another online pickup during their buy 2 get 1. This too was another $40 to $45 pickup. This is Pikmin. Again, Pikmin came complete, super complete, with all the inserts, the manual, everything. This is in great condition. I actually found a copy of Pikmin at a thrift store for $6 a couple years ago, but it wasn't complete. And I wound up selling that game for like $50 or something. So it was good for this to come back around and for me to get it at a promotional rate. So found this again at GameStop up during their buy 2 get 1. So was really stoked to find both of these two. And then another GameStop pickup. This was a GameCube find. This was Shadow the Hedgehog. So Shadow the Hedgehog, another really great Sonic game. I've been trying to get all of the Sonic games on the GameCube. I don't have DX. I have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That's an honorable mention. I got that from GameStop, but I got that earlier in the year, so that wasn't really a summer pickup, I guess. But Shadow 2 the Hedgehog was another one that I found. I was shocked to find this at GameStop. Complete again. You know, GameStop was just showing me a lot of love with these complete games over the summer. I was taking full advantage. I was glad to find them. A really tight game, has all the inserts and everything like that. So went ahead and added that into the collection. And all of these I didn't have in my collection, so these were all just added to the collection. Then the next up was Metal Gear Solid rather, the Twin Snakes. Now the bummer about this one was that this one was not complete, but it did have both the discs. So disc 1 and 2 were in there, so I wasn't too mad at that. Was glad to have them both. And I kept this one, added it into the collection. I'm hoping to be able to find a manual at some point. Don't know if I will, but this was purchased during the buy 2 get 1, so didn't wind up paying full price on that. Was glad to add that one in there. Then the next one was the Legend of Zelda, the 2 game bonus disc, the Ocarina of Time, and then the Master Quest. This was another one that I don't think I was able to get complete. Yeah, so this one is missing the manual. This is just a game in the case. But again, another pretty tight GameStop find. This was another buy 2 get 1. Like during their buy 2 get 1 at the start of the summer, I milked it, went crazy, and just started milking all of the games that I could find during their buy 2 get 1. Then you have Kirby's Air Ride. This one was an in-store find. I found this one inside the store This was complete. Was really stoked to find a complete copy of Kirby. One of my local GameStops just getting trade-in after trade-in after trade-in this summer, and whoever they were getting their stuff from was just bringing everything in complete. I was mad because I missed out on a copy of Double Dash, and at the beginning of the summer, GameStop was selling Mario Kart Double Dash for like $42 if you were a pro member and like $45 if you were a non-pro. Now, Double Dash is like $62, I think, on their website. So Double Dash did see a price increase. But I'll eventually find Double Dash. It is one that I do want to add to my collection for the GameCube. But I did find Kirby's Air Ride, was glad to add that. Mario Party 6 I found earlier in the year. So this one doesn't really count as a summer pickup because I found this one, I want to say springish, like mid to early spring. But this is another one that I found in store at the same GameStop that I found Kirby. So another pretty cool pickup there. Sticking with the Gen 6, this is a very, very recent pickup. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, was super shocked when I found this one at GameStop. This one was $9.99. They had taken in a bunch of PS2 trade-ins. I don't think they've caught up to the PS2 pricing yet. I'm sure they're gonna do their research and these PS2 games are gonna come in, but I don't think they get enough of these in for it to show up on their radar in terms of price hikes. So $9.99 on Dragon Ball Z. Again, this one was complete. It did come with the disc and the manual. I played this one a little bit when I first got it in. This is a fun one. So added this one to the collection. Then keeping it going. Rogue Galaxy. This was one that I was really stoked to find at GameStop. I had this in my collection. And even though this is not a rare game or like a, you know, expensive game or anything like that, this was one that I really liked because I like the cel-shaded graphics. I like the hack and slash RPG elements to this game, and it was a fun one, and I never got to complete it, and I wanted to. So now I can because it's back in my collection. This was a $12 pickup, I think, at GameStop. So not too mad at that. Rogue Galaxy on the PS2. Then one day I had, like, it's crazy. Either July or August, I had some really good PS2 days at GameStop. So I found all these next 3 games I found on the same day. So the first one is Champions of Norath. Actually, these next 4 games. So I walked in and I found Champions of Norath on the PS2. They had this one there for, I believe this was $19.99 maybe, or $15 or $14.99. I can't remember. But this was extremely clean, complete in box. That manual was like perfect. Like I don't know, like the person never played this. So added this one. This is like a top-down kind of like, or like an isometric 3D hack and slasher. Huge fan of this game. Had it in my collection before, traded it away. And then right alongside Champions of Norath, they also had Champions Return to Arms. So this is another GameStop pickup that they had. Was totally stoked to find this one again. Manual in like tip-top, you know, shape, very clean. Was glad to find this one. I think this too was either 15 bucks or 20 bucks. So found that at GameStop. Picked it up during a promotion as well. I think they were doing like a 4 for $40 or something like that. And I was able to get both of these, I think, for like $9.50, if I'm not mistaken. I've gotten so many of those deals from GameStop. It's kind of hard to remember at this point. And then that same day, they also had Suikoden 3. Now this one I believe they had for like 23 bucks. I don't think this one was under 20. So I think I wound up having to pay like 23 bucks on this one. But again, this was another complete copy of Suikoden 3. Manual was in great condition. Whoever was trading in these games just kept these games in great condition, or maybe they came from GameStop's warehouse. It's really hard to tell. But I do have Suikoden 5 and 4 or 1. I'll complete them all eventually. But they are coming out with the Suikoden collection, I think, on Switch and probably PS4 or PS5 or something. Actually seen promos of that for that on Best Buy's website. So they'll be coming out with this series. Eventually they'll have all 5 on a cartridge for Switch or something, but found this at GameStop. This was so uncommon. Like all of these games I was just like really shocked to see and find at GameStop because I didn't realize at the time how much energy they were putting into their retro. So this must have been the ramp up. Okay, and then that same day that I found all of those games, I also ran into this copy of Shadow Hearts for the PlayStation 2. Now, Shadow Hearts was the first game that I got from GameStop that kind of told me that they were looking at prices and checking prices because, first of all, really, again, really good condition copy of Shadow Hearts. Not mad at it at all. It was complete in box. Very glad to see that. But Shadow Hearts, they had this there at the store for I think like 75 or 78 for non-pro members, and if you were a pro member, like 74 bucks. And I was like, why? And then I remembered because I have Shadow Hearts Covenant, and I was trying to get this back in like 2020. I was trying to get this game, but back in 2020, man, this game was crazy expensive. I mean, really, really expensive. And I guess it still somewhat has held its price or its value because it's still like a $120 game. I think I've seen some listings for 125, some for 140. So to me, even though they had it priced up, it was still a good value, a good deal for the game. So I actually picked this one up and added it to my collection for the PlayStation 2. So, but this one I was really shocked to find. And I've also found just some honorable mentions. I found like Grandia 3 on the PlayStation 3. Or Grandia Extreme rather. I didn't pick those up because I already had those in my collection, but I didn't have all of these games. I didn't have them, and they were all going on my collection, so that's why I picked them up. But I've seen a ton of stuff at GameStop that I just passed on because I already had it. But those 4 games were really real big shockers to me to find at GameStop. Yeah, especially in like 2024. Keeping it going with the PS2, was also shocked to find this copy of Tales of the Abyss. They had this there for like 23 bucks or so, I think, or 20 something dollars. So I added this back. I actually had a sealed copy of Tales of the Abyss in my collection a while back and sold it. And I kind of looked at this on the 3DS. I was tempted to get this on the 3DS, but just never pulled the trigger. So when I happened to just run across it in the store in good condition, I said, you know, I'll go ahead and add it. Another one that I was shocked to find at GameStop, just kind of shocked to see these. Here's a very recent pickup. This was one that I just happened to run into randomly. Parappa the Rapper 2. Now, this was very shocking to find. This is probably like my most shocking find in store at GameStop year to date, just because I don't think I've ever really seen a copy of Parappa the Rapper 2 like even out in the wild. I just don't personally see this game like a lot when I go out. And I went into a GameStop and they had this just chilling in the drawer for like 29 bucks. Or maybe even cheaper. Maybe it's 25. I can't remember. But as soon as I saw this one, I was like, you know what? I'll take it, pass it. I'll have it. And this is one that I have decided to add to the collection. I would like the original Parappa the Rapper on the PlayStation 1 because we never had the game, but we did have one of those PS1 like demo discs that had the demo, and I played that demo a lot. So I definitely like to get the original game on the PS1. If I find it, hopefully one day I'll snag it. But that one was probably the most rare thing for me to find at a GameStop in 2024. It was really cool, though. Really, really cool for me to see. All right, the last PlayStation 2 game that was a shocker for me is this bad boy. Def Jam Fight for New York. I did pick up I think I picked up the disc only. So I did get a greatest hits disc. This disc was free. That's the only reason why I picked it up. Now, the story on this is really crazy. So basically, this was supposed to be a free disc that I picked up when I purchased 2 other games of the equivalent price on GameStop's website during their buy 2 get 1. But when it came, I was going to return it because it had this tape on it. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I did play it. It does work, and this is a very fun game. But I didn't want all the games that I picked up from GameStop that I got during their buy 2 get 1, so I did a return. And even though I returned the other games that made this one free, I guess because this one rang up as free on my receipt when I did a rebuy on a bunch of cheaper games, because they had this one listed at $99.99. This was a $100 game. When I did the rebuy, I guess because this was the free game on the receipt, they still gave me the Def Jam for free, despite every other game I was purchasing being like 20 to 30 bucks. So this was just a complete computer glitch, which allowed me to get this game for free. It was disc only, but I figured since it was free, I'm just gonna get a case and manual to complete it. And I happened to find a case with the manual for 20 bucks on eBay. So that was a no-brainer for me. Did a little bit of a case swap, and I completed my greatest hits copy of Def Jam Fight for New York. But nonetheless, I was completely shocked to see the disc, even online. Because GameStop has a lot of games that they post online, but a lot of times you'll get the whole verify address BS, or it just won't be there. You can't add it to your cart. But they did have this. I was able to add it, and another extremely shocking find on GameStop's website. So this was one that I was very, very shocked to find. All right, so now we're gonna go even further. We went through Gen 5 games, Gen 6 games. Now we're gonna go down to like Gen 4, which is kind of exciting. A lot of these games though were online purchases that I was able to find. I had to cross my fingers with these and hope that they came. And I won't lie, I did a lot of purchases like these that I did have to return because they just either didn't work or in bad shape. But GameStop definitely came through on some of these, and I'll go through some of them with you now. So this one was actually an in-store pickup, and this is Spider-Man for the Genesis. This is based on the Spider-Man, the animated series that used to come on Fox in New York. That was Fox 5. This is like a beat 'em up Spider-Man game. Pretty cool game. I already have the cartridge on Super Nintendo, but they had this at GameStop for 10 bucks. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer. I think at the time they were doing the 4 under 10 for 20. So this just made a lot of sense for me to pick up. So added that one into the collection. Then I got this one, Strider, during their buy two get one. So this was an online pickup that I got. I'm a fan of the original Strider. I have Strider returns. Hopefully I can find a case and manual for this one. But this was another clean Genesis pickup on GameStop's website. And then last but not least, Shinobi. This was another, or The Revenge of Shinobi. The label on this one is pretty rough. I really wasn't sure if I was going to keep this or not. I'm still debating it. But I've kept it in the collection so far. This too was bought during the buy two get one. All of these were like 15 bucks and under though, so none of these were like crazy expensive on GameStop's website. Those were all solid, just pretty solid Genesis pickups that I added there, cartridge based. And then as far as, before I even move on to Nintendo, I just realized that I skipped a Gen 5 console. So we did have some Gen 5 pickups for Nintendo for the N64. Totally forgot about this. So Mario Party. I was actually a little mad when GameStop sent me this because I had paid for Mario Party 2 and they messed up and sent me Mario Party. And at the time, because it was just like the buy two get one, and to return it, you got to return everything. And I just knew it was going to be a big hassle. And it was just a $10 difference. I decided to just say screw it and keep Mario Party. They did the same thing to me recently when I purchased Street Fighter Alpha 2 for Super Nintendo, and they sent me Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That I had to return because I was just I was not going to keep that. But yeah, this is one that I added on the N64. Really cool game there. And then another N64 pickup. I was shocked to see these, really. Not so much Mario Party 2, because I've seen that there a lot, but I was shocked that they had Castlevania on the N64. And this is one that I wanted to add. I'm a fan of the Castlevania series. I know they've been doing all these different Castlevania collections, but they haven't done any of like the Castlevania 3D games as part of a collection. So I'm hoping the next Castlevania collection that comes out includes all of the Castlevania games that came out on the N64, as well as like, 360, things like that. Probably take some time for that, but it'll be interesting to see that. All right, and then now just to round us out with some Gen 4 and Gen 3 stuff. So sticking with Gen 4, was shocked to see a copy of UN Squadron. So they did have this on their website, and I did pick this up. UN Squadron is a really cool shoot 'em up side scroller. I'm a big fan of shoot 'em up games. So this is one that I did not expect to see or find, and they had it for me. So I went ahead and added this one to the collection. Was really glad to have this one. This one wasn't purchased on any type of a promotion or anything. This was just a straight up buy. I think they had this for like $24.99. So I went ahead and added this one just because I don't run into this in the wild too much. So this was just a straight up pickup for me. And then this next one was a true finger crosser. Like I got on my hands and knees and prayed that GameStop would not screw me on this one. And this was one of the games that I bought during their buy two get one, and I bought it because I don't find it in the wild, and they had this priced I think at like 89, which was a decent price for this game. And that is Mega Man X2. So this is probably top 3 most shocking GameStop pickups for the summer of 2024. Like I said, a lot of times they play games with games of this caliber. A lot of times the game will either be fake, the label will be fake. They won't even send you the game. You'll pay for Mega Man X2 and they'll send you Mega Man X. But I got it in, I opened it up, I checked the label was legit, the motherboard was legit, played it and it worked, and the cart is actually in solid shape. It's not like discolored or anything, like disfigured. A little bit of fraying on the label right here. Let me see if I can get that in focus. But a little bit of fraying right there. But other than that, like very, very good condition loose cart copy of Mega Man X2. So GameStop really came through on this one for me this summer, and I was totally shocked that they came through for me on that. So really good pickup. All right, we'll end it off with some SNES pickups, so rather some Nintendo pickups. So first one is Super C. This was like a $15 pickup on GameStop's website. Wasn't too mad about this one. Nothing super rare or anything, but just a very clean loose cart of Super C. I'm a fan of the run and gun shooters, so added Contra. Next one, you know I love my Metroidvanias, so Dracula's Curse, Castlevania 3, fan of Castlevania, added this one to the collection as well. A decent cart, pretty clean for the most part. Label is in great condition, so added this one. And I opened all of these cartridges up and checked them to make sure that they were legit. I did have to send a number of these back, so I don't want to make it seem like everything they sent me was great and in great condition. I did send a bunch of things back, so just want to put that out there. Next up, picked up a copy of Super Mario 3. A lot of these were bought during the buy two get one or the 4 under 20 for 40. So added Super Mario Bros 3 to the collection as well on the NES. I'm a big fan of shoot 'em ups, y'all know it. And Life Force, this game kind of reminds me of Gradius. But picked this one up as well on the NES, a pretty cool side-scrolling shoot 'em up game. So added this to the collection. And last but not least, this one was a funny one. So River City Ransom on the NES. This is a very old school, interesting beat 'em up game. Very, very cool beat 'em up game. There aren't a lot of beat 'em up games that I really actually like on the Nintendo. Of course, the Double Dragon games are fun. The Battletoad games are fun. The Ninja Turtle games are fun. You have Batman as well. But these River City games, they kind of remind me of like the Mighty Final Fight. They're just very cool, interesting, like simplistic beat 'em ups that were really fun for their time. And this is one that I don't see often, so added it to the collection. Yeah. And so that pretty much sums it all up in terms of most shocking pickups from GameStop for 2024. These are not all of the pickups that I've made. I've got a bunch of other retro games that I purchased from GameStop, some that are more common and some that are actually even more rare and more expensive. But those were ones that I was actually shocked to find. I was shocked to find these games at GameStop in 2024 just because I didn't realize that they were putting this much effort and energy into retro games. So let me know what you think about this collection of games that I picked up over the summer. Let me know, put down in the comments, what were your top 3 most shocking finds at GameStop for this summer? What are your 3 most shocking retro pickups? Let me be specific. What are your 3 most shocking retro pickups for 2024 from GameStop? And if you're a YouTuber, I'd love to hear your top 10 or your top 20 most shocking retro pickups at GameStop for 2024. I'm always interested to see what other folks are finding in other parts of the country. I know there's a bunch of other YouTubers who frequently hit up GameStop. So if you've got a collection of games that you were shocked to find, go ahead and either comment down below or put a video out and tag me in it, and I'll be sure to hurry up and go watch it because I'd be interested to know what you picked up. It is the 1st of September. I'm going to be hitting you with a few videos today. I'm starting the fall season off right and strong. Definitely want to have some more content for everyone on the channel. Appreciate all the new subscribers and viewers, and stay tuned. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.